sighted moon.
What is it about Balpure that's so significant? Why is that the only thing I've been talking about since I've been here? It's stunning. Before I had any meetings, I met with attorney Jeremiah Balaka. And he showed me the stuff he's working on. And I got excited. Oh, he's right here. Snuck in on me again. He showed me his presentation that he's presenting to the congressman. And I said, did you copy my notes? Where did you get this stuff from? I got goosebumps. He's fighting the same battle. He doesn't know why we're saying the same things from two different points of view. I've now gone through all the details. I don't, how long have you been sitting there? Oh boy. Anyway, we went through the details of why I'm saying what I'm saying this morning. You now know that. But now you're about to find out why he's doing what he's doing. And you're going to connect the two together, and then you're going to have a job to do. Because this guy seems to be by himself. But he needs people screaming bloody hell real fast. Because your nation's in trouble. The doctrine of Balaam, Balpure. It was meant to be a stumbling block to Israel. It is now a stumbling block preventing you from entering the kingdom of Jehovah. You, the Filipino people. You, the people of Israel. No, I'm good. I got to stand. I got to walk. It's just, might have to do that. Okay. I'm good, thanks. So anyway, this is what I was preparing this morning, and I kept interrupting me, telling me all this other stuff. So, that's good. Leave that there. That's fine. Let's just do this. Oh, I can't go with this. That's okay. I'll stay here. I was going to walk around. The Balpure. I know what I'll do. Get me back up here. I'm going to share now with you what I've been sharing to the members of Congress, the pastors, and the bishops. If I can find it. Yeah, but I can't scroll it, so I'm kind of... That's okay. Take it off there. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to share this one now. This is important that everyone needs to understand this. I got my laptop. I'm good. But I can't find my thing now. This is what happens when you let somebody on your computer that you don't know. Okay, take a 2-minute bathroom break if you want. I'll get this up here and we'll start again. Okay, just leave that there. That might be my backup. I'm going to put my screen, I'm going to do the same presentation now. I can use the latter half. Philippines under the curse. It's gone. No. Have you got that on your flash drive? No, the yellow one. Is that the one we put last night, right?
You still need a computer, no?
No, I'm going to do this. I'm off the cuff. Okay, your 2 minutes is almost up. Okay, so this is the presentation I gave to the congressman. That's okay, you can take that. I'm good with that, Joey. To the generals and to the bishops. But we just went through just the highlights, right? We just went through the highlights. And I kept asking them. So everything I've taught you so far, they haven't heard. But now you have heard that. Now, I'm going to ask you the same questions. Why is the Philippines having this happen to them every year? I'm not going to date them all. I'm not going to talk about them all. I just want you to look at them, and I want you to remember, this is the Philippines. Landslides, typhoons, floods, infrastructure destruction, roads being washed away, vehicles being washed away, houses washed away, 2 typhoons in 1 week, and both of them category 5. Absolutely insane. What is wrong with you people that God is sending all these typhoons and disasters on you? Judgment is on the house of Israel first, and then it goes to the rest of the world. You are part of the house of Israel, and you're not paying attention. This is not normal. It's not the new normal. This is not carbon tax. It's not a carbon footprint. It's not global warming. It's not some lie that's being told you from some superpower like the United Nations or the United States. This is your life. These are your relatives. These are your family, your friends. How many of you have not experienced any of these? I'm the only one besides, okay, Craig and I are the only ones. A few, okay, couple. This is your country. So what do? The new normal. Oh, okay, we just go and what? Dig out the dead? Bury our dead, our loved ones? Move on? Thank God it wasn't us today. Maybe it might not be us tomorrow. Pay more taxes to get this stuff fixed? Right? And what's going on with these things? They're getting worse. These used to be category 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now they're beyond 5, super 5, hyper 5, 6, mega 6, and earthquakes. Why? 2013, this is the worst one ever. No, it wasn't. You just missed one of the worst ones ever. Why does this keep happening? How many of you want to be digging up your relatives tomorrow? Are there any typhoons in the forecast? No? Okay, Craig, we're good for another week. People die every time. Every time. Sometimes it's 100,000, sometimes it's a few. It doesn't matter. It could be you. And if they don't die, you have your infrastructure destroyed. And you wonder why this country's so poor. You're constantly rebuilding stuff. And why does everyone live in little shanties along the highway? Because they're broke. They can't afford the bills because they got wiped out the last time, or in the time before that, and the year before that, and for the 40 years before that. Here's the one that was really, really bad, and you just missed it. But Taiwan got it. That was August this year. I'm starting to pay real close attention to typhoons because I know I'm coming here. We're going up north here next week. Goni took out some of the roads up there, flooded the area. Why does this keep happening to you? Why do you keep accepting death and destruction as normal? Even Manila is not exempt from this. This is what I presented to all these groups this past week. Why? You know the nuts and bolts. If a mudslide happens in Manila or an earthquake, 30 to 43,000 people are about to die. And they accept that as a number that we just have to live with. Do you want to be in that number? Do you just want to be that statistic? How many of you want to be pulling out your relative? Why does this have to happen to you guys over and over again? Why do you have to mourn the loss of life? Why? 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 Keep asking why. I've just told you the answer. Well, sort of. I've given you the ground stuff, the basic stuff that I haven't given anyone else yet this week. You're now ahead of everybody else. Why does this keep happening? This statue isn't going to save you. And if you're praying to it, you're in the wrong group. The most valuable things are the things people take with them when they're fleeing. And this young lady took her most valuable thing. What's the second commandment? What's the fourth commandment? Keep holy the Sabbath day. What does it say in Leviticus 23? Keep holy the holy days. And the first holy day is the Sabbath. And we're going to just brush through this because I don't want to spend too much more time. I'm looking for a sunset. My people have perished for lack of knowledge because you rejected knowledge. How did you guys reject knowledge? By rejecting the Torah. And because you've done that, I, Jehovah, reject you from being priests before me. And since you've rejected the Torah of your Elohim, I also reject your children. Lack of knowledge, rejected knowledge, and then you can just forget all about your kids. What's going on here? Hosea 4:7. For as they increased, the Philippines is very fluent in creating babies. They sinned against me. My esteem they have changed into shame. The rainbow that used to represent that God was never going to send a flood has now been used to represent LGBT. His esteem has been changed into shame. What are you guys doing here in the Philippines? Don't know yet? Catholicism has been here for 450 years. It's now being practiced with voodooism. It's not a big deal. It's only a few people. Yeah, they said the same thing in Haiti. There is a God in heaven, and He's real, and He's listening. And He doesn't miss anything. 200,000 people died in Haiti, and that's their capital. Your capital is not exempt from these disasters. You are sitting on top of a number of fault lines right here in Manila. Go ahead. Tell God to take a hike. Let Him get mad and shake the earth just a little bit. Will you guys survive a 4.3 earthquake? Will you survive a 9.1? Chile just had an 8.3, followed by a tsunami. You just had one off of Malaysia not too many years ago, right? That one reached all the way across to India and Thailand, and A lot of people died from that tsunami. We're not even talking about the one in Japan. According to my map, there's a bay of water out here someplace. Where is it? Over there? Here? Over there? Good, I guessed right. I got to look at it yesterday, but I have no idea where I am the rest of the time here. An earthquake plus a tsunami? Are you ready for that? Let's put a typhoon in there to get the ground nice and muddy and wet and then have the earthquake. You ready for that? 13 million people here in this city. How many are you accepting as an acceptable number to be killed? Again, what am I talking about? Baal, Peor, the curse of Balaam, the rape of Dinah, the rape of Tamar, the word coming from Shechem's father, the word coming from Jonadab's advisor. The same advice is being passed on today. Unsolicited advice coming from Satan. It's happening to your nation. 1.5 million street kids live, or 1.5 million kids live in the streets here in the Philippines. 60,000 of them are sexually involved or active. It's just normal. No, it's not. It's not normal. But you accept it. I get off the plane, I'm a Western white Caucasian, and I'm eyeballed by every girl walking through the airport because they know what I'm here for. No, they didn't. But they assume I am because Western men come here for sex in the Philippines. You export sex. That's what one of the things you're known for. What are you doing about it? I said the same thing to everyone I talk to, and there's no difference whether they're high up in the political ladder or low down here in the common people like you are. It doesn't matter. What are you doing about it? Where are your voices? Are you going to accept gay pride? There's something going on here called the Sogi Law. What are you doing about it? What's it mean? Why does it affect you? No. Doesn't affect me. If they want to do that, let them go and do that over there. They can show their rainbow parade and shame my God of his esteem. Where is this coming from? Who's whispering in whose ear here? Satan. Who is where? How's he doing it though? Okay, so now you're clued in. Satan's whispering. He's giving you free advice, unsolicited advice. Where's it coming from? Only they give you money with that advice. It's called a bribe. Millions and millions of dollars if you'll just do what we want you to do. Accept our United Nations human rights. Sounds good. Everyone's equal. You guys are equal with me. Everyone else here is equal. Whether we're black, white, Filipino, Malaysian, Vietnam, we're all equal, right? That's what this is about, fairness. Oh, but the United Nations is whispering other things. And your Supreme Court passed it. I think it's called the HR law. RH? Why? I always get that wrong. RH. Yeah. We call it family planning back home. Sounds like a good thing. Teach people how to have a family, how to do their taxes, how to do their income, their economics, their money. Teach them all these things. It's just a code word or a cover for abortion. Because that's what they promote most of all. And your tax dollars are going to support this, whether you want it to or not. The Obama health care in North America or in the United States is full of good things about health care for everybody. But it's also about abortion. And your judges here just approved this, what, last year? What'd you do about it? Are those judges still sitting there? Are they still in office? Is the guy that appointed them still there? Is he still in office? What are you doing? Well, I can't do anything. I'm just one person. That's a cop-out. I can't do anything. I can't teach Torah because I don't know it. And yet here I am. I travel around the world. If I said I couldn't do it because I'm just one person, you wouldn't be learning this stuff. You wouldn't be learning how Satan is bending your government's ear right now. And if you continue to reject the truth of the Torah, your children will be forgotten by Jehovah. And it's already happening here in the Philippines. How many of you want to bury your children? How many of you want to bury your grandchildren? How many of you want to stand there and watch that? I just want you to close your eyes right now for a couple seconds and just imagine. I know you don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. There is only one God. And you'd better be praying to Him, and you'd better be talking to Him, and you'd better be obeying Him. Because if you're not, then you're toast. Now, we don't have to go through this part, so I'm going to go through it real quick just so you can see it. This is what I presented to all these other people. Okay, there's the 10 Commandments, Sabbath, more about the Sabbath, more about the Sabbath. Leviticus 23, about the Sabbath. Is there anybody here that's brand new? No? Don't be shy. I'm not going to embarrass you. But if you are, I want to make sure you understand. But if you're not, we can brush through it. But if you're new, I want you to understand this stuff. Filipinos are always so shy. Do you want me to go through this a little bit more? Just highlight it. So we're going to probably talk about this more when you talk about the how to figure out which calendar to use. Okay, speak to the sons of Israel. Leviticus 23, verse 2. These are the feasts of Jehovah which you shall proclaim, holy convocations. These are my appointed feasts. Why do I keep getting further and further away here? This is drifting all by itself, isn't it? Ah, that's what it is. I thought I was drinking. You shall proclaim my holy convocations, and the very first one is the Sabbath. Right? The very first feast is the Sabbath. The next one is Passover. On the 14th day, you kill the Passover. You eat it that night, which is the 15th. That is the 7 days of unleavened bread. That's when you eat unleavened bread for 7 days. Not 8 days, 7 days. During those, and this is the first time I get to do it with both hands. All right. During those 7 days of unleavened bread, on the morrow after the Sabbath, during the days of unleavened bread, you wave the first fruits. The first fruits is barley, which means you must have barley to wave. It's first fruits. That also means it's the first of the barley, not the last of the barley. It's not called last fruits. It's the first fruits. First fruits. Say that. First fruits. That's good. You guys are getting better. It's first fruits. That's what's waved. What does that represent? Oh, go to the New Testament. It's right there. Yes. Yeshua. When he died and he gave up his life. What was the very next verse? Chapter 27, verse 50. 51, 52, 53. And the graves raised up. Stop, pause. What's that? What's that represent? That's the barley being marked. And we're going to do this right now. You're all a little bit tired? Let's do this right now. The high priest goes out on Friday night, Friday afternoon, just before sunset. And he marks all the barley that's right near the temple. And he marks it, puts a cord around it. After the Sabbath, after Saturday's finished, the sun is set. Oh, not yet. Not yet, Craig. Going down. Okay, he goes out after the Sabbath and he says, is this the barley? And the people say, amen. No. They say, yes, this is the barley. Is this the barley? Yes. And the priest says, that was pathetic. And it says, is this the barley? And the people say, yes. And he says it 3 times. Is this the barley? Yes, this is the barley. Okay, you guys got to get a little bit better here. Is this the sickle that I cut the barley with? And the people say, yes. Yes, this is the sickle you cut the barley with. And the people say, yes. Oh man, you guys are supposed to be Hebrews. Is this the sickle I cut the barley with? Yes, this is the sickle you cut the barley with. Get excited. This is a great day. What was the next thing? Is this the basket I put the barley in? The people say, yes. Good. Is this the basket I put the barley in? The people said, yes. Awesome. Is this the basket I put the barley in? Yes. Has the sun set? Oh. Okay, let's pretend. Is the sun set? Yes. The sun is set. Is the sun set? Yes. Has the sun set? Yes. Shall I cut the barley? Yes. Shall I cut the barley? Yes. Shall I cut the barley? Yes. So now he cuts the barley, puts it in the basket. The sun's down. So what day is it now? Sunday. It's the first day of the week. And he takes the barley back to the temple, and he takes the barley, puts it in there, and he starts beating on it. When was the lamb beaten? When was the lamb beaten? The lamb was never beaten. No. But move to the back of the class. When was the lamb beaten? Never. What does the barley represent? Yes. Okay, you can come back up. The barley represents Yeshua. The barley has been cut. What does he say? Unless a grain falls down to the earth. Ah. So Yeshua is represented by the barley. The barley being beaten. When was Yeshua beaten? Before he was crucified. Ah. The lamb was never beaten, but Yeshua was crucified. What's going on here? It doesn't fit the lamb. Ah, but it fits the barley parable. Right? The barley is Yeshua. The barley is beaten. The barley is waved when? They take the barley, they pick out all the little, no good ones. It's got to be a certain type of barley. It's got to be right. And they pick out all the chaff and the garbage. So they got a perfect thing. What time is that waved? 9 a.m. Yeshua comes out of the grave, and what's the first thing he says to Mary? Mary, Mary. That's the first thing he said. The second thing he said was, don't touch me. Sometimes you guys, Mary, Mary, quite contrary, how's your garden grow? No, don't touch me. Why? He has not yet ascended to his Father. What's going on? What's going on? He's the wave offering. When's the wave offering made? 9 a.m. This is the thing they've been doing for 1,000 years, couple thousand years. They just did it every year. We don't know what it means, but we got to keep doing it. You guys do the same thing. You've been doing it, going to church every Sunday, year after year. We don't know why, but we just do it. Like dumb sheep. What are sheep good for? To be slaughtered. Do you want to remain a dumb sheep, or you want to be a king or a priest? Then smarten up. Start studying your Torah. Stop being a patsy. Stop following what you're being told. Stop listening to Satan telling you what you have to believe. Boy, it just got serious. We were just having fun a minute ago. The wave offering is offered at 9 a.m. When Yeshua came out of the grave, back to Matthew 27, verse 50, it says after he came out of the grave, the saints came out of the grave with him. Right? The saints came out of the grave with him. And they walked into Jerusalem and everybody saw them. Right? What happened to them after that? Where'd they go? They died again. They suffered the second death. Would that be fair to Abram, Isaac, Jacob, Moses, Aaron? All those saints, would it be fair to them to die the second death? What happened to them? Yeshua, when he was alive, said, no man has gone to heaven. Nobody, except the Son of Man who came down from heaven. So how many people went to heaven? Did Moses go to heaven? Did Abraham? No. Did Isaac? No. What about Enoch? Oh, you're not too sure about that one. What about Elijah? If you read Kings carefully, Elijah writes a letter to one of the kings of Israel years after that he was supposed to go up to heaven. Enoch died on earth. Elijah died on earth. No man was gone to heaven. If you don't believe that, and you believe that Enoch went to heaven, then Yeshua is a liar, and he's not our Messiah.
Sighted Moon.